Hi guys, welcome to LHF, Little Hollow Farm. As you can see, I am clearly not at the farm. If you saw our first post that I put up besides just our page creation, we don't live at our farm yet. We're very, very close. Our home build is almost finished. But some of the things I like to share with you is the day-to-day. And so one thing I gave up recently was using reusable Clorox wipes. I never really considered giving up Clorox wipes because we use them constantly, and who doesn't want a clean surface? We got 3 kids, 2 adults, 3 dogs, and surfaces are gross. We homeschool, so we're here all the time making a mess because we live here. And so this is something I'll continue when we move. I was scrolling through YouTube, and I've got some friends. I'm going to link them down below. Teal House Farm. Laura does some great videos there about practical, frugal things. And so I like, Laura's making her own wipes. Teal House Farm showing me how. So I'm going to show you what I've done with that. I started by making my own wipes. I had an old, kind of like a jersey towel-y material, like cover-up sort of thing that I never wore. And so I cut them up into rags. And so that container, I should have brought it over, but I didn't, is round. This one is square. But I didn't want to hem it and do anything, so I just put it down on the fabric, cut it out, laid it in the bucket. Well, I wanted more because we go through a lot of wipes. And so I cut up a bunch of old t-shirts, and they weren't the greatest. And after like 3 or 4 rounds through the wash, they kind of rolled up and they just weren't conducive to what we were doing. So last time I was at Walmart, I went through the automotive section and bought a 30-pack of those microfiber towels. And so with those microfiber towels, I really didn't want to sew, trying to keep things clean and make things fast. So what I did was I cut one of them in quarters. I think they were either 12 by 12 or 14 by 14. I think they were 14 by 14. So I took it, cut it, used it, and washed it to see if it would fray or if I needed to sew and hem them. And so after that trial of washing them, they did not fray. So instead of having to cut them in half and sew them and I didn't care about the time. What I cared about was having the reusable product. But instead of having 60 wipes, because I'd have to fold them in half, I was able to quarter them. So now I have 120, 30 wipes. They all made 4. So I have tons of wipes now. And so for me, I don't really care because they're getting used for all kinds of surfaces. They had the neon colors, so I've got like this bright yellow, orange, and blue. But they made these pretty nifty squares. They're pretty good. They're hand size, so it's good for wiping surfaces. The t-shirt, it wasn't as abrasive as I would like, so the microfiber gives you a little extra oomph. So anyway, I've got all these containers, or all these wipes, and then I went to Dollar Tree and bought some containers. And so literally, I just put the wipes down in the containers, and I pour the solution over them. What I did is, the recipe calls for distilled water. So this just says disinfecting wipe solution. It sits under my sink, but I wrote the recipe on the bottle, so I don't have to look for it. It sits under my kitchen sink, and this solution will last me a really long time. So I ran out, so I'm going to make that real quick, but I have it here. It's 2 cups of distilled water, a cup of rubbing alcohol, not rum, that would be weird. Rubbing alcohol, 2 cups of water, 1 cup of rubbing alcohol. I know it's backwards, sorry guys. Tablespoon of Dawn, and 5-ish drops of essential oil. I use lemon. Now, I'll be honest with you, this doesn't smell the greatest. Rubbing alcohol is potent, but your house doesn't smell like a doctor's office, I promise. Like you can smell it strongly right after you wipe, and then it goes away because that evaporates super quick. So I use a lemon essential oil. It covers the smell the best. And it's not going to last. You're going to smell the alcohol, but it doesn't stick around. So it's not like you're going to smell like a sterile environment, I promise. But it's super easy, and because I saved the first bottle I made for distilled water, I just keep reusing it, and that's what I keep it in. And so you need at least 70% rubbing alcohol. I could only find 70. I couldn't find the 91. Everyone was out. Maybe everyone's making wipes. But this comes in this one is a 32 ounce. So since that's a quart, by the way, so I'm just going to multiply it by 4, and it fits in this container. It's almost a gallon. It's about 3/4 of a gallon by the time you add the water. It's awesome. You want to just put enough solution in to keep them wet. And the really cool thing is, once you put your solution in, you put your lid on, and you want to make sure it's some sort of snapping lid, because once you get the lid on, you know, the worst is when you get wipes that dry out, or the canister at the bottom of the store-bought ones always has, like, you know, standing water. So I pour the solution in and store it upside down. That way it's always where it needs to be. Flip it over, take what you need. And so there you have it. You just combine all the ingredients. It hides under my sink. I know it's not pretty to look at, but it hides under my sink and no one sees it but me and the kiddos. So it's super easy. I just pour it straight into the container. I should show you that. And you've got these wipes that are reusable. I have a bucket under my sink where the dirty dish towels go, and these just go straight in with them. And when it's time to wash, it's time to wash. But because I have so many now from the microfiber stuff that I bought, I'm rarely out of anything. So now I've got solution, and I've got plenty of reusable wipes. I don't measure, I just pour till it looks right. And sometimes I do over pour, and if there's extra liquid, I just put it right back into the gallon container. And so I don't measure much. I do measure the water. And I do, since I use this whole container of rubbing alcohol, it was pre-measured for me. But with the Dawn, I don't. I just kind of guesstimate. It's enough to give you some scrubbing bubble action. And the essential oil, yes, don't come at me. I know if you're using citrus oil, you shouldn't use it in plastic. But this is a reusable thing that I can replace super easy. So I just kind of keep an eye on things. So that's my caveat, but I will link Teal House Farm below to the original video where I got the idea. But it's something that we've used a lot, and it keeps our surfaces clean. It doesn't smell like a weird doctor's office, and it's been really good for us. It doesn't quite have the same smell, but the payoff and reusability is great. So thanks a lot for watching, and I hope that helps you.